They killed us. You got out. The variants. You can't fight them. You have to hide. You can unlock the main doors from security and control.
Variant is a blanket term for the patients of the Mount Massive Mental Asylum who have undergone Morphogenic Engine therapy and failed in one way or another. Thanks to their so-called therapy, most variants have become noticeably deformed, their faces being scarred and scabbed after involvement in Project Walrider. The term of variant seems to be a derogatory name given to the patients by the staff of the asylum, so called because of the unpredictable after effects that could happen after exposure to the Morphogenic Engine.
Arterial spin labeling is back online. Positioning imaging plates.
You're finished, Mr. Wayland Park. You can leave. Don't expect anything but honesty in my review of your performance.
As their name would suggest, variants vary wildly in both appearance and mindset, with some variants, such as Langan, who is being held by Traeger in the male ward, being completely cognizant of their circumstances and what's happening at the asylum, while others, such as Chris Walker, have become entirely deranged, attacking fellow patients for reasons as varied as the individuals themselves. This erratic behavior can largely be traced back to their experiences with Project Walrider and the Morphogenic Engine. According to Dr. Rudolf Wernicke, one of the head scientists of the Walrider project, in order to get patients into a compatible mindset for the Morphogenic Engine therapy, that patient first needed to have witnessed enough horror in order to be capable of activating the engine. So, in order to get these patients into that mind frame, the patient would first need to undergo therapy, designed to induce these extreme mental states. A good example of this in play is likely Father Martin, a patient who was seeing great strides with his finger painting therapy before funding for his hobby was cut thanks to Murkoff. This sent Father Martin into a delusional mind state, allowing his schizophrenia to run free. And while, based off his complexion, it's unlikely he was subject to Morphogenic Engine experimentation, this kind of degrading of patients' minds was something that the researchers of Project Walrider strived to achieve. This therapy was intended to trigger a psychosomatic response in the patient's bodily systems, making them more susceptible to nanoswarm production and the control process. Unfortunately, getting these patients into that mind frame was extremely taxing on the patient's sanity, and many snapped as a result. Some patients managed to keep their sanity intact, others became completely terrified of their surroundings, and others still took out their frustrations on themselves. Traumas for the patients didn't end there, however, as after the patients had entered the proper psychological mind state for Morphogenic Engine experiments, they were pumped full of hormones meant to mix with the subject's own cells to create nanites. These nanites, or nanomachines, were meant to be expelled by the body and would form the creature known as the Walrider. For most of the patients at the asylum, though, these experiments never yielded the correct results. Instead, patients who weren't receptive to the nanite production process would generally develop rapid tumor-like growths all over their bodies. These growths would leave the subjects horribly disfigured, and would no doubt cause further mental strain on patients who were already teetering on the brink of total insanity. Eventually, however, the Walrider project yielded the results they were looking for, and with these results came the total collapse of power from the staff at Mount Massive. With their newfound freedom, many of the variants at Mount Massive took revenge on the staff who had placed them in such horrifying conditions. Murders and other atrocities ran rampant throughout the asylum, and in the chaos, certain variants such as Richard Traeger or Eddie Gluskin became known to other patients as psychopaths to be feared. This is essentially everything that we know about the sad tale of the abused patients of the Mount Massive Mental Asylum. Generally having issues before they even set foot in this evil place, these patients were absolutely abused by the staff of the asylum, all in the name of scientific discovery and the money that would come with it. Though some of them may be more sympathetic than others, the variants at Mount Massive are just people. Some of them are evil and willing, even excited, to do truly despicable things. Others are simply trapped in an unfortunate situation, forced into close proximity with truly atrocious conditions. Whatever you think about these poor, unfortunate souls, however, it's likely that very few of them deserved the truly gruesome fate that they were dealt by the hands of the Murkoff Corporation.
I had to burn it. All of it. Murkoff took so much from us. Used us. Turned us into these things because nobody cares about a few forgotten lunatics. So let it burn. Burn the whole goddamn thing down. Get out. If you want to live, you can get out through the kitchen.